Yes, of course it is, of course, a grey late morning emergency Gloucester bus spotting. And of course, hand train spotting today. Of course, go out on Desval 322 Central 49, which is the bus I was on, but of course it's running late. So that's why, of course, I'm here at 11:14 instead of 11:06. That was its original target. So, of course, we need to move fast because time's ticking. So, with that said, Gloucester Lineside Transport Hub on this day that is very cloudy, and it of course had signs that had been raining of late. So, let's go have a look. But first, of course, there's Alexander about 327 Sandrin Sun just arriving. Right, here we go. So of course, first one is an Alexander Sparkles by scanning into 15D number 5354. Of course, just there. Alexander Sparkles 200 number 37007 there. Alexander Var 200 number 3607. And over here it looks like a couple of more of the Alexander Val 400 EVs have been given the rest of its treatment for the Gloucester shuttle services. So of course 8239, which stands here, and 8233, which is just stands about there. So both buses are now with their Cheltenham Fast, Gloucester's Cheltenham Fast. Until, but of course there's still a couple more there's still a lot more that need to be into the get into active service. $15,979 Alexander Sparkles by Scanian 230 UD are just about arriving. Of course, they'll start, of course, heading over the lights. Yeah, there's cross road. How to die ruffle. Three 607 Alexander 200. Green light again. As you know, I am of course doing some transport, doing of course my bus and train spotting today. Of course, which of course is a little bit changed from the usual work to morning and evening. There's of course now Alexander Enviro 300 by man 80.24 754, of course, which is covering for unavailable Alexander Enviro 400. So Star Ruffle, I'm of course doing bus and train spot around the Gloucester railway station / Gloucester transport hub areas. And of course we've already got our first train in the station, which of course I'm heading up and around now to see everything. But yeah, it looks like a lot more. Of course those are still more or less the same electric buses I've been seeing. There's about 400 EVs. There's still a lot more to enter active service. There's only 4 at the moment. So the service is platform to 11:22 to Cheltenham Spa, and we will see the service to Cardiff Central, the 11:38 to Worcester Foregate Street, and the Bristol Temple Leeds service. Because of bus lateness, I believe that I have missed the service to Edinburgh. Hello to Guy Ritty. I'm at the Gloucester railway station's front forecourt, of course, doing my train and bus spotting. Of course, we've got we got 800 Great Western Railway's 802 001 right here. Hello to Chloe Page X9U. So right here, of course, 802 001 is of course on the service to Cheltenham Spa. Which of course only at Cheltenham Spa only. And of course it'll be departing in just a minute. Doors are now bolted shut. Brakes released. Signs are good and off it goes. Of course, Hornby Railroad, of course, has models of the Class 800 for Great Western Railway, London North Eastern Railway, but they also got one and a Class 803 for Lumo. But the thing is, haven't gone for any of them, because the thing is that I bought 3 Batman Next Generation Class 66s through the December-January period, so there goes Alexander Esval 327 705. And they're starting to call out the service to Cardiff Central by cross country. Of course, at the turn of the hour, it would be a Transport for Wales service to Cardiff Central. Train should start coming to view. But the thing is there's so many cars here, I can't actually. Oh, I see lights coming towards. So yeah, the train is actually on its way. But of course the train only has about 3 minutes to arrive and depart from the platforms. So Here it comes. So if I put your hands together for 176, 137. And to Dial Ruffle, thank you for, of course, liking, subscribing to my channel. As I said, I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subs, and I believe I can make 1,000 this year. So yeah, trains now come to the stop. If anybody asks, that's either police, ambulance or fire. But I had to say, during Monday's session, I have been doing, I have heard a lot of sirens, and it happens that about all three emergency services were, of course, working that day. It's just people can't help having all these little accidents, or can't stop trying to stop themselves from getting out of trouble. Anyways, there goes the other Alexander 400 EV in the Gloucester Cheltenham Fast, branding for the service 94, 94X and 95. Alexander 327, 714. Of course, on a diverted service from. I'm saying that there's another Alexander 400 EV that's arrived. I believe it's got to be 8229 of the fleet, which of course was the first one that was actually given the branding for the Gloucester Cheltenham service 94, 94X and 95. So of course class 117 now departs. And off it goes into the distance. Heading off. Towards Cardiff Central. Meanwhile, those double deckers one of them is of course leaving on the service 98. Leaving the other one a little bit of trouble trying to get in. So transport hub. There's also another Alexander 400 Scania from Cheltenham. Sorry, not from Cheltenham, Stroud. So next train, of course, is at platform 1, which is a service to Worcester 4-Gate Street. In a couple of minutes they'll start calling out the 1140 Great Western Railway service, which is actually running on time, on schedule. The service to Worcester 4-Gate Street has already arrived. You can only just see the shape from the which is of course a class 158 that stands out from the crowd of people. And that is all the way over there. Okay, we'll wait here and listen out for the announcements. Another emergency services can be heard from down there. Ambulance this time. Last time it was a fire truck. They're now calling out the service to Bristol Temple Meads from platform 4. And there goes the racing ambulance going down. You can see another one on the other side, but it's on patrol. There is actually nothing happening. It's a 5-coach train, this service to Bristol Temple Meads. That's just the lift. That sounds a little bit dodgy. Right, so we are now in position, ready for the service to Bristol Temple Meads to arrive from Worcester 4-Gate Street. And it should be on the approach. Yeah, I can see it. Class 800, 802, that's the question. Okay, the train is 802-011, so Captain Robert Falcon Scott. God, I have to say, Hitachi trains have, even though they've got great acceleration, their great braking, their brakes are just really, really squeaky. And I bet all of you will agree with that. Well, there's a bus from Strathers just departing. Alexander 400 Trident. So, for just a few minutes, we will now go down here to bus spot a little bit more, and then, of course, the service to Bristol Temple Meads will then depart. The wind seems to be a bit cold. Alexander from Boystanian 250 UD. An idiot on the bike that won't slow down. Could have. And of course, Alexander 400 Stanley 15528. But there's also buses coming in from this way as well. Alexander 327 778 in the Gloucester Heritage Wrap, followed by a bus not in service. So yeah, 15528 is now departing. That bus will be heading to Stroud. There it goes, heading off towards Stroud. But of course goes through Gloucester's suburbs. So the Gloucester suburbs first. Alexander, Savard 200, number 3627 is departing for services to Ross and Y. So this lot service bus Alexander, Savard 200, number 3608. But it looks like it's probably being used for driver training purposes today. Maybe the driver trainer's unavailable. Alexander Svarthian 200 number 37325. And Alexander Svarthian MC 10752. But I believe that 37325 is covering for an unavailable Alexander Var 300. So we will now head back down here towards the railway station, on the move once again. And we will be in perfect time for the train to depart. The Alexander Var 200 has already left. Up and over. Oh, go ahead, Swanborough. It looks like you've got a different bus on the move work. So right, Eclipse Gemini body Volvo B7TL. But man, he's stuck in all of that traffic there. Over there is an Alexander Var 400 by scanning into 50 UD on a number 13, I believe. It's obviously off the beaten track from the Route 10, so it should be doing. Service to Worcester 4 Street is now departing in the background. Service to Worcester 4 Street. Sorry, not Bristol Temple Mead. Sorry, is going to be departing very shortly. In actually 1 minute, but there's a red light over there. Oh, no, it's changed. Green light. Green light. So, waiting for the train to go now. It's got a few more seconds left. A few more crucial seconds before the train departs. Hearing brakes being released, and it's going. Train doesn't have to be fast or gutsy to actually accelerate to its speed that it should be going at, leaving the station. So train is now gone. And that Alexander Savar 400 EV is now missing from the nerve buses that came through here. Thank you. Alexander Savar 300 by Manny to 40 number 22 Cedric 51. Whoopsie. Pardon me. Didn't mean cough. But yeah, 22 Cedric 51 is on a 2A, which is diverted, probably due to roadworks. We'll wait here just because that they're calling out the 9:49. And of which is the service to Nottingham. Hello to at Game Over Q1T has just arrived. There's the train. It's one of the ones in the new livery 3 coach. It's the Pride one. It's the Pride delivered one just across the here. And it came to a stop. So yeah, of course it arriving of course means that wraps up the train stuff, and we will now head off down to the we will go of course round the back of the transport, which is basically sticking to the left, and then we will go across and through the front. Alexander Esvar 2037325 is now departing to Tewkesbury and Northway. Alexander Esvar from C10782, which is of course is all diesel. Easy battle with traffic from the other way. now. Go across here once, not once, but twice. Alexander Spa 400 Stanley 15364 coming in from Cheltenham, and there's Alexander Spa 200 number. That's probably the, yeah, I can't see number at the moment because yeah, I can see it. 37326 is the number, the road number for the bus. It's heading off towards, so of course 15370 Paul Lee is of course also on the departing stage, along with 10752. There's 15364 turn in. Of course, Alexander Spa 400 Troy 1988 is departing with service to Nottingham, I think. No, not Nottingham, Stroud. 1988 on the service to Stroud. There goes those. $1988 is coughing away. For Alexander Spa 400 by Scanian 230D number 15856 arriving in. That's also on a number 13 service as well. Believe it or not. Now we are over the road, we've got a cover bus, Alexander Spa 400 Scania 15873, Alexander Spa 236 128 in the crossfire. But yeah, it looks like 5873 is covering for unavailable Alexander Spa 400 Scania 250 UD buses coming in from the left. With me now. Go across this road. It's arrived from Cheltenham, so Alexander Spa from Scania 5355, so we need to get across this road. And I need to be careful about it. Alexander Spa 200 number 37320 is on 9. It's on the 9 too. But of course we got one of our new Yutongs here, Yutong E12 number 73206 on the Route 1 service to Matson via Robinswood Hill. You can see how the electric buses are now absolutely tall. Absolutely tall indeed. And of course we have Alexander Dess and via 300 number 2702. 2702 is of course on the service to Upton St Leonard's in Abbeydale. As I said, the U-tongs will keep on coming in, and there will be ones on even more on the service 2 and 2A at some point, and then the final one to complete is the 71. That will finish it all up in Gloucester area. Of course. Yeah, no, not really any more bus to report now. So that about wraps it up for today. I hope you liked it. If you liked this video, remember to like, subscribe and to hit that notifications icon so you never miss any future uploads. Don't forget to look at my bus spotting throughout this week, which is actually just the main highlight really. Trust me, you haven't seen any videos like this, even though that of course my videos are extremely common. So with that said, thank you for watching my X-Files, and I will see you again next time. Sluggets!